Hello, my name is Meredith Stone. I serve as one of the Sanford Abroad peer advisors in the Global Engagement Office and am excited to have this opportunity to talk to you about Daniel House programs. I'm a senior who studied abroad for a semester at the Daniel House in fall 2019. I absolutely loved the classes I took and the international internship I participated in. I'll talk more about coursework and international internships later in the presentation. The Daniel House is a living and classroom facility located in South Kensington, London, that just recently underwent a $2.5 million renovation. It is a short walk to Kensington Palace and the Natural History Museum. It is a short tube ride to Buckingham Palace, British Museum, and St. Paul's Cathedral. The Daniel House could not be in a better area of London. In fact, it's in the same neighborhood as former homes of Winston Churchill, T.S. Eliot, Alfred Hitchcock, and John Lennon. There's nothing like being surrounded by such legacies of history, art, and literature, meanwhile studying them in the classroom. The Daniel House residence director Tom Crosby filmed a video showcasing the neighborhood that I would highly encourage you to watch. It is located on this module and on our Instagram page, Sanford Abroad. Before we jump into the Daniel House academics, cost structure, considerations, programs, and more, I would love to take a moment to introduce you to our two Daniel House staff members, Tom Crosby and Joe Burkhart. Tom, as I previously mentioned, is our Daniel House residence director. He lives on site and is available 24/7 in the event of an emergency. He manages the home, plans community events for students, and often teaches one of the British faculty courses. We'll talk more about those in a few minutes. Joe Burkhart is the part-time Daniel House academic director. She manages student academics and internships as she works diligently to ensure that all students are complying with UK immigration regulations. There are 3 different terms in which Sanford students can study abroad on a Daniel House program: May term, summer, and semester. First is May term. During a May term, students study in London 2 to 3 weeks while taking one course under a Sanford faculty member. Second, we have summer at the Daniel House, or as we like to call, Mini-mester. Mini-mester at the Daniel House is an 8-week summer program that allows students to take one course from a Sanford faculty member while also participating in an academic internship in their area of study. This is perfect for students who would love to be abroad long-term while gaining international work experience but cannot participate in a semester program. Past short-term programs at the Daniel House have included Arts and Society London, Nursing in the British Isles, Coffee Talk in London, the English Reformation, Scientific Methods in London, Strategic Decision Making, and more. Last, we have Daniel House semester programs that last a full 15 weeks. During this time, students choose at least one course from the Sanford faculty in residence, at least one course from a British faculty member, and participate in an international internship. The faculty in residence is selected to represent a different school on campus each year, and those schools operate on a rotation. During my term abroad, the faculty in residence was Serena Simoni from the Howard College of Arts and Sciences. She also taught a course on Brexit for those in the house who study political science. Luckily, faculty in residence courses also offer a general education credit option, of which I was able to take advantage of by learning about Brexit for my humanities credit. The semester following mine, the faculty in residence was Larry Harper from the Brock School of Business, followed by David Cecil from College of Health Sciences the next term. You get the idea. As you can see, if you are interested in the Daniel House semester program, it is essential that you save your general education credits. Though your area of study does not necessarily need to match the department of the faculty in residence, general education credits are the only way in which the academic curriculum will fit and align with your academic needs. If you do not have any remaining general education credits but are still interested in a semester abroad, I would highly encourage you to browse the affiliate programs and exchange programs modules here on Passport to Sanford Abroad. You may still be able to participate in an international internship, meanwhile taking courses that advance your academic plan. Speaking of internships, perhaps students' favorite part of the semester in London is the academic internship. Students who are accepted into the mini-semester or semester program are guaranteed an internship in their area of study. The Global Engagement Office works with a third-party organization called CAPA to place students according to their discipline and professional goals. Past students have interned in marketing, accounting, events, sports management, law, English, theater, and much more, interning with employers that range from small nonprofits to large corporate organizations all the way to the Houses of Parliament. You can watch our video on international internships at the Daniel House later in this module. Semester and summer Daniel House students get the unique opportunity to live, work, and study in one of the most multicultural cities in the world. Students pay regular Samford tuition, room and board, and a program fee. Tuition, room, and board are comparable rates to a term on campus. For semester students, both Samford and federal aid can be applied. The program fee is the only above and beyond cost, but includes round-trip airfare, travelers' medical insurance, course activities, and the international internship. Semester students also have a weekend excursion to Wales included in their program fee. For a more detailed and comprehensive list of costs and inclusions, visit abroad.samford.edu. To watch our video on what it is like to live, work, and study in London, click on the corresponding video located in this module. By watching the video, you'll get an inside look into how London is your classroom, how community is built within the Daniel House, how studying abroad can advance your academic and professional goals, how time abroad can shape your worldview, and why you should apply. You can even watch me learning to surf in Wales. That's right, I'm featured in the video. Regardless of the term you are most interested in at the Daniel House, please take note of the academic curriculum outlined on the program page at abroad.samford.edu. Last, I'm going to talk with you about the application requirements for the Daniel House. The length of the application and therefore the time it will take for you to complete and submit varies depending on which term you apply for. May term applicants will have the shortest application. All applicants, regardless of term, must complete the following items on their application portal at abroad.samford.edu in order to be considered for a program: the cancellation policy, medical consent, passport agreement, disability resources questionnaire, and application fee agreement. The cancellation policy outlines at which times in the application and pre-departure phases students will encounter non-refundable cost. Though you will not actually be charged the full price of your program until the term you study abroad, the Global Engagement Office does make purchases on your and your program's behalf: airfare, insurance, activities, and more that are unrecoverable and that you will therefore be responsible for at the times outlined in the policy. The only initial cost that you will encounter is the $100 application fee. You will be required to submit the application fee agreement form on your application portal. The agreement includes details on how the fee will be collected, under what circumstances it will be refunded, and when you can expect this change to incur. By signing the passport agreement, you acknowledge that you must have a passport with at least 6 months validity after your program end date in hand by the commitment date in order to be considered for a program. The commitment date occurs approximately 2 weeks after acceptance date. For more information on when to expect these 2 dates, visit abroad.samford.edu under Process and Timeline. Please read all policies thoroughly prior to electronically signing your name. Every item must have a check mark beside it for you to click the Submit button. Clicking Submit is extremely important as it generates the timestamp of your application that is used when determining program acceptances. Failure to read and sign all policies and click Submit by the application deadline will result in your application being withdrawn. If you would no longer like to be considered for a program, please notify the Global Engagement Office at geo@samford.edu prior to the application deadline in order to avoid the $100 application fee. That is all that May term applicants need to complete. It's that easy. Many Mester applicants have a slightly longer application that more closely resembles our applications for the semester Daniel House programs, of which we'll discuss next. In addition to the application requirements previously mentioned for May term, you will also need to submit a recommendation letter and a personal statement. You will attain a professional or academic recommendation letter from a past employer, supervisor, teacher, coach, or professor to be considered. Personal statements are one-page personal essays in which you discuss what living, working, and studying in London would mean for your academic and professional goals. Be sure to discuss the academic internship. If you have any questions as to what to include in your personal statement, ask your peer advisor. Semester applicants have a very similar application to many Mester students. The only difference is that your recommendation letter must be an academic letter of recommendation. That means that it can only come from one of your past or present professors. Semester applicants are required to meet with a Sanford Abroad advisor, Alexis Whiting, prior to starting their application. After you meet with a peer advisor, she will walk you through the program structure and academic expectations in more detail. She will also ensure that you submit the most competitive application possible. Of course, if you are interested in applying for a different term, she would be happy to meet with you as well if you have any remaining questions from your peer advising appointment. Again, my name is Meredith Stone, and I just want to thank you for your interest in Sanford's Daniel House programs. Be sure to view the other contents found in this module for even more information on this program type. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email geo@samford.edu or send a direct message to Sanford Abroad on Instagram. But when in doubt, abroad.samford.edu always has the answers. I am looking forward to being in touch with you. Go Bulldogs!